Right, this is to show how I'm marking the orientation for the oil holes. So basically what I do is I get a long metal ruler from end to end. I get 2 decent magnets and I will hold them in place. And then what I do is I mark up the lines of the orientation of the holes. So as you can see, each one has been done. Same as there. You have to move it around and adjust it, but it makes it a lot easier with the magnets holding it in place. Once you've done that and you've done all your markings, you can take the ruler off, take your magnets away, take your ruler completely out, and then you can start to pre-do your bearings. So I'm using Glyco. These fit quite a lot of different Landrover engines and another engine as well. If you go on the Glyco website, it gives you a list of different things it actually does fit. But I probably have done this for the Landrover, but it fits, I believe, up to the very last, well it does fit up to the very last 300 TDI, which was 1997, 1998, before the TD5 came out, all the way back to the 4-cylinder 1957. So 2 litre, which I believe was the petrol American version that they did on Discovery or whatever. And then they did the 2 1/4 petrol. It did loads. But yeah, it would fit 300, 200, Series 2, Series 3, all the way through the different years. But this will fit other bearings, but I do find that these bearings are the best. What I found, you don't have to do any reaming. They fit nicely, they're well made, and they're a good quality bearing. Because the reason I made this tool is because the machine shop that fitted my bearings did a right bad job of it. It wasn't because they couldn't do the job properly, it's just they didn't have the correct size mandrels and all that for doing it all. And they are a bit of a bugger to do in the first place. You imagine trying to knock in and just getting in there and lining them all up and doing it all, it'd be a nightmare, and it is a nightmare to do. Hence to why I've made the tool, and I've made it so much easier for anyone to be able to do. But back to marking up, I would recommend using a pen that's either got a 0.7, well, I used a 2, a 0.7 nib and a 1.7 nib. That gives you enough to, if you have it too big, you're not going to get a precise fit. And you don't have to have these 100%. Apparently Turner said you can have near enough half or just over half of the orientation out on at least these 3 for it to still be quite adequately supplied with oil. The front bearing not so much, because some manufacturers have a small hole on this to create better oil pressure. So if you was out on that, well then, yeah, you know, the front's a lot more critical. But on these bearings, the holes are the standard size. Anyway, going to the bearings, I mark them up like this. So for the front one, I mark the top because you can see it going in that way, and it's just easier to do that one. On the rears, I do it in a different way. So what I do is I mark the insides, because that's how you're going to fit them in to be able to see it, rotate it in position. and then I use this mark here to be able to mark on the block to allow me to see better for when I'm actually fitting them with the mandrels in place when I'm pulling them in. And basically that's what I do with each one. I mark them on the inside, then do the orientation mark in there, and the same for that one. And that's it, really. Takes 10-15 minutes. Again, like I said, if you're doing it all the time, it's really easy, quick to do. But for people just doing it from once or twice in their lifetime, yeah, take your time and you won't go wrong at all. Right, I've gone to the next video now of actually fitting them.